We are going to be crocheting up some pocket bunnies today. I made these guys in the bulky Chanel yarn with an H hook. When made in the Chanel yarn, they are about 4 inches tall, and that includes the top of the ear. And they look awesome in all the colors. These would be perfect Easter basket accessories because they're so small and they're just super cute. We are going to go through supplies first, and then we're going to get started. We're going to get started on round 1 by making a slip knot, and we are going to chain 7. Round 1, we're going to make the ears, so it can get a little tricky, but just hang in there and we'll get through it. We're going to start by chaining 7. We're going to make a single crochet into that second chain from the hook, and then we'll single crochet in each of the next 5 chains. We'll have 6 total. So here's our first single crochet. You can mark that first stitch if you'd like. Then we're going to move over for our second. Here is our third single crochet. Here's number 4, number 5, and then number 6. From here, I'm going to tighten up that slip knot. We're going to rotate our work, and then we're going to be working in the top loops of this side of the chain. Because it's a little bit tough with the Chanel yarn, instead of going into the top loops, I'm kind of going into these little holes right beneath the loops. And if you can't see those, go ahead and just go to the top loops. We're going to make a single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So here's our first one. We're going to move over and make another single crochet. From here, we're going to chain 7. We're going to make a double crochet in that third chain from the hook. Move over for another double crochet. Then we're going to make a half double crochet into this chain. So yarn over, make your half. Then we're going to make a single crochet in the next. And then we're going to make a slip stitch in that last chain. It gets a little bit twisted, so just get it back untwisted and then make your slip stitch. Now we need to connect the ear, so we're going to make a slip stitch into the stitch that we already made our single crochet in. So here is a slip stitch. And then I like to grab a stitch marker and mark that slip stitch, and this will make sense in round 2. From here, we're going to single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So I'm going to go back and find that little hole. Here's single crochet, move over, here's another single crochet, and then move over for another single crochet. From here, we're going to chain 7. We're making our second ear. We're going to make a double crochet in that third chain from the hook. Move over for another double crochet. Move over to your next chain for a half double crochet. Then here is a single crochet. Move over for a slip stitch. Then we're going to slip stitch that last single crochet that we made, going straight down. And then we're going to mark that slip stitch as well. We're going to single crochet into our last top loop or our last little hole here. And then I like to mark my last stitch of the round, so I'm going to do that here. At the end of round 1, you will have 12 stitches. And that's how we're looking right now. For round 2, we're going to just be working in continuous spirals. So we are going to continue crocheting into that next stitch. We are going to start off by making a single crochet increase. We'll move over and make a single crochet. Here is 2 single crochets into that same stitch and increase. Move over for a single crochet. Move over for an increase. Move over for a single crochet. Then we have another single crochet increase. Move over for a single crochet. And then we have another increase right here. And then we have a single crochet right before our ear. Now we want to flatten that ear, and then we want to find that slip stitch that we marked, and we're going to go into the next stitch. And this is going to be an increase, so don't forget that. You're going to get your hook all the way over to that next stitch, and then you're going to make your single crochet increase. Then we have a single crochet. Then we have another increase. This is our last stitch before this next ear. Then go ahead and flatten your ear down. We're going to skip that slip stitch that we marked, and then we're going to go into our last stitch. Mine is marked, and this will be just a regular single crochet. So round 2 is done. You can take out those slip stitch markers. At this point, we will have 18 stitches. And then we'll move on to round 3. For round 3, we're going to do an increase in the first stitch, and then we're going to single crochet in each of the next 2, and then we'll repeat that for a total of 6 times. So here is our first increase. Move over for a single crochet, and then move over for another single crochet. We'll repeat that with an increase. Move over for a single crochet, and then another single crochet. Here is an increase. This is our 3rd time in the sequence. Here's single crochet, single crochet. We have an increase. Move over for a single crochet, and then another single crochet. Here's another increase. We'll do 2 single crochets. And then here is our last increase, ending with 2 single crochets. At the end of round 3, we are going to have 24 stitches. For round 4 and 5, we are just going to be single crocheting around for 24 stitches. You might want to check your stitches to make sure that you have 24 before you start crocheting these 2 rounds. I do like to mark my round 4 with a stitch marker because we'll be placing the eyes later, and it's nice to not have to count. Especially with these ears, it was a little bit trickier to count with that chain stitch that I started. Thanks for joining me on this crochet along. Oh, you guys, I have had this pattern done for weeks, and I feel like the universe did not want me to get this out. There has been sickness and hurt wrists. I mean, it's just been it's been crazy since the new year. So I have 2 more other patterns on the back burner ready to go after this one, actually 3. So I'm really hoping that I can get those out because there are 2 spring ones that I really want you guys to see. But we'll see what happens. So I'm just glad I can get this to you and that you can have some bunnies for Easter time. Okay, we finished round 4 and we still have 24 stitches. We are going to move on to round 5, so go ahead and do that, and then we will meet back at the end of round 5. We are reaching the end of round 5. We still have 24 stitches. I'm going to change my stitch marker. For round 6, we're going to do an increase in that first stitch, and then we're going to single crochet in each of the next 3, and we'll do that for a total of 6 times. Here's an increase. Single crochet in each of the next 3. Here's another increase. Single crochet in each of the next 3. Here is our 3rd increase of the sequence, and then we will single crochet in each of the next 3. Here's our 4th increase. Single crochet in each of the next 3. Here's our 5th increase. Single crochet in each of the next 3. And then our last increase end with a single crochet in the last 3. At the end of round 6, we're going to have 30 stitches. For round 7, we are just going to single crochet all the way around in the next 30. I think these are perfect. I always say that they're perfect for markets, but I feel like when people are doing markets, they need quick things to make. And I feel like this guy was done in 30 minutes. And the more that I made, the quicker I got. I'm going to let you work and then we'll meet back at the end of round 7. Okay, we're reaching our last stitch of round 7. We're going to change our stitch marker. We still have 30 stitches. Round 8, we are going to be putting in a few bobble stitches. So if you need a video to help you through that, you can go ahead and watch that now. We are going to get started with a single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. So here is single crochet 1. We're going to move over 2, 3, and 4. So now we're going to be working a regular bobble stitch, but we're going to do it just under the front loop only. And I like to call a bobble 5 double crochet that I don't finish. So we're going to go into the front loop, yarn over, pull through, go through 2, yarn over. This is our second time. Go through 2, yarn over. This is 3. Go through 2 loops on the hook, yarn over. This is 4. Go through 2 and then yarn over. This is 5. Go through 2. And now you should have 6 loops on the hook and you're going to go through all 6 loops. Now we're going to single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches and don't miss that one that's next to your bobble. So here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to do a small bobble in the front loop only, and that's 3 double crochet. Don't finish. So yarn over. We're going to go through once, go through 2, yarn over. This is our second time. Go through 2, yarn over. This is our third. Go through 2, and you should have 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over and go through all 4 loops. Now we're going to single crochet in each of the next 2, and then we're going to do another small bobble. So yarn over under the front loop only. That's 1. Yarn over. This is 2. Yarn over. This is 3. Then you have 4 loops on the hook. Go through all 4 loops. Now we are going to single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. The next stitch, we're going to do a regular bobble, and that's in the front loop only. So this is yarn over. This is 1. Yarn over, go through 2. Yarn over 3. Yarn over 4. And then yarn over 5. And now you should have 6 loops on the hook. Go through all 6 loops. We're going to single crochet in each of the next 8 stitches. We're going to do a regular bobble stitch in that front loop only. I'm going to let you guys do this yourself. Six loops on the hook, and then we're going to single crochet in those last 3 stitches. Oops, got a little stuck. At the end of round 8, we will have 30 stitches, and you just want to pop those little bobbles out. 2 small ones for the front feet, and then you have the big guys for the back feet and the tail. So this is how it would look at this point. Don't forget to change your stitch marker. For round 9, we're going to make 1 decrease and then single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So we're going to do our first decrease. We're going to single crochet in each of the next 3. If you can't tell your stitches from the top, look at them from the side and you can usually see them a little bit easier. That's our second single crochet, and then I move over for my third. We're going to make another decrease, then we're going to single crochet in each of the next 3. Here's another decrease, single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, another decrease, single crochet in each of the next 3, another decrease, single crochet in each of the next 3. We have our last decrease, single crochet in the next 3, or in the last 3. At the end of round 9, we will have 24 stitches. You can change your stitch marker. You can also grab another stitch marker. We're going to secure our working yarn because we are going to place our eyes and a little nose. We want to place our safety eyes between round 4 and 5, and we marked round 4, so we know that this is between 4 and 5. And I like to take a pin and just kind of find that middle section between those feet. I use 14mm safety eyes. If you don't have those, you can go smaller, bigger, whatever looks the best to you. I'm going to leave 4 stitches open in between the eyes, and then I just want to make sure that that middle is good so that I can embroider on a nose. Go ahead and grab a long piece of just worsted weight yarn, any color you'd like. I just chose pink, and a yarn needle. And you have to see this. This yarn needle was straight when I bought it, and it's just so funny to me that it is like completely crazy shaped now. That's how much I sew things, and I'm so glad I don't have to sew this guy. Okay, so I'm going to make a knot at one end of the yarn. I'm going to find a piece on the inside of my bunny, and I'm just going to pull it all the way through to the knot. I like to secure it, so I'm going to go through a piece of yarn again. I'm going to make a loop, go behind the loop, and pull my yarn through. Okay, so now I'm going to go and find that middle section again, and here it is. There's 1 stitch open on each side, and I'm just going to make this really simple nose, just over 1 stitch. I'm going to go one more time over that pink yarn. If you'd like, you can make little pink cheeks. I'm going to do that here. I'm just going to move over like 2 stitches, a stitch or 2 by the eye. And then I'm just going to bring my yarn needle over to the other side. When I'm done with this and I like the position, I'm just going to secure that yarn again. So I'm going to go through a little piece of yarn on the inside, make a loop and pull that through. And I'm just going to do it one more time. You can grab the back of your safety eyes and secure those now. Okay, so we are almost done. We just have a few, like 3 more rounds to go, and we're looking good. Go ahead and take out that extra stitch marker, and we're going to get set up. Make sure that you changed your stitch marker from the last round. So we did have 24 stitches at the end of round 9. We are going to do round 10. We're going to make 1 decrease, single crochet in the next 2. So we have a decrease here, single crochet in the next 2 stitches. And then we have another decrease, single crochet in each of the next 2. So we have 1, move over 2, and then continue the sequence of 1 decrease, single crochet in the next 2 stitches until you reach the end. We are making our last decrease and then we'll single crochet in the last 2 stitches. At the end of round 10, we're going to have 18 stitches. I'm going to change my stitch marker. From here, I'm going to grab a little bit of stuffing. I'm going to secure that working yarn because it's always my luck that I end up losing it, and this Chanel yarn is a little tough. For me anyway, I'm kind of new to it, so I'm getting used to it. I like to grab a handful of stuffing. I don't like to overstuff because I want to have enough room to crochet and not be pulling at my stitches. And I also want the bottom of my bunny to lay flat, so I don't want to add too much. So I'm going to fill out that top first, and then I will continue to crochet. For round 11, we are just going to make 1 decrease and then 1 single crochet. We'll repeat that for a total of 6 times. So we have a decrease and then a single crochet. We have another decrease. This is our second one. And then a single crochet. And then you can continue on with your sequence of a decrease and then a single crochet until you reach the end. Reaching our last decrease and then our last single crochet. You can change your stitch marker. At the end of round 11, we are going to have 12 stitches. We are going to finish up and add the last bit of stuffing. And remember, you want to keep that bottom flat because you want them to be sitting down. And when you're all set, we'll continue on with the last round, round 12. For round 12, we are just going to make a decrease all the way around for a total of 6 times. Here is our first decrease, our second, our third, fourth, fifth, and our 6th and last decrease. At the end of round 12, we're just going to have 6 stitches left. We're going to close that up with our yarn needle. So leave a long piece of yarn, fasten off by yarning over and pulling through. Just going to pull that up. Just get a little bit of fuzz there. Take out your stitch marker and then grab your yarn needle. It's a little bit tougher to see your stitches, but I like to count backwards from my fasten off and just find 6 stitches. So here's my fastened off. I'm just going to find 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 is a little hidden. I like to go behind the front loop and pull down. Move over to the next stitch. Here's number 4, number 3, number 2, and number 1. We're going to close up that hole, so you want to keep an eye on that hole while you pull that. And then you're going to place your needle in through that hole, and then you're just going to pull tight. And I like to squeeze the bottom to kind of help it out because this yarn does snap and I don't want to pull too tight. Go ahead and weave your yarn into your bunny, and you are done, my friend. You have done it. Take out all your extra stitch markers. You can grab a yarn needle at this point. You can fluff out all of your bobbles and give that yarn tail a little fluff. One of the ears is a little bit straighter than the other. One kind of tends to lean in a little bit, but I think that gives it the extra cuteness that it needs. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this tutorial. If you like these kind of tutorials, especially with the Chanel yarn, I also have this pocket dino that you might like, and I have 2 more coming soon, just like this. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys soon.